All right, so we're recording, and basically I was just telling Anne and Vanessa that I am no expert to Trello, but I am definitely going to try to help as much as I can. I started using Trello maybe about almost 3 months ago. And so I really like the fact that you could create it and customize it. Like I was telling the girls, I'm not an expert. There's so much more you could do with it, but I'm just learning the ropes. So I'm going to share how I use it, and hopefully that'll help you. So let me share my screen. And I was just sharing right now that if when you go to the home base, right, you could click over here on the right at the very top, there's a little plus sign and it says create. You could create your board. And once you click on that, you can just, once you click on that, like you're gonna add the name. So let's just name this test. And it's gonna give you a blank board like this. You could play with it on the right. Over here on this menu, you could change your background, you could add color, you could do whatever you want just to make it pretty. And then you have stickers where you could, use as often as you want. I don't get that creative because I need to be efficient and my time is like, let's go. I want to grow my business. I'm not here to make it all beautiful with stickers. Like for that, I have a planner, to be honest. So I don't really use all of this. So just to show you how you could create a board. And so then what you're going to do is you're going to literally start from scratch. So you have to think, okay, what do I want to use this board for? So for me, I wanted to use it as a to-do list. So let's just say that you want to do like a brain dump, right? You're going to click on this little board, and let's just, for the sake of using simplicity, I'm going to name it brain dump. And under that brain dump, you could add whatever you want. So let's say on Mondays, you want to listen to the National Wake Up Call, right? Then you're going to put that there. On Tuesdays, let's say you have a team training. You have it there. Now, you could create as many cards as you want, and basically it's your own to-do list. So let's say you go in here, you could even add more of a description. So for example, if I want to put in here that it's in the TBB 411 page on Facebook, and I could actually add the Zoom link right here by copying and pasting if it was a Zoom link. And that way you have everything here so that you could just come here and then basically have everything here. You could add members if you were to create a team. Now, they would have to become Trello members, and you would have to find a way to link. I have not done that yet with my team because we all use different systems. So I'll be honest, I don't use this, but you can. You could label it by adding a color. So let's say I want to do blue for Beachbody for the team, the National Wake Up Call. You could just add colors just for organization purposes. So like when you take it out, you see how it has blue here? So you know that that's probably like a Beachbody call. But you could customize this as however you want. If you want to name this checklist, you can. If you want to add a due date, so let's say that October the 5th at 11 o'clock, my time, Eastern Standard Time, that's when the call is, and I want to set a reminder 10 minutes before, and you could literally save it. And it's going to remind you at 11 o'clock on Monday that you have this call pending. You could add an attachment, any type of Google Drive or Dropbox if you want to here. You could add a cover if you want to add a picture. Again, I don't get into that because I don't have time for that. And these power-ups are the ones that I just don't play with because I don't know how. I know that you could link it to like different things. I just don't know any of this part. I'm not going to lie. So I don't touch this because I don't know how to do automations. I don't know none of that. I use it just literally for organization purposes, kind of like a to-do list. That's what I use it for. Let's go back to the board. So once you're here, if you want to do actions, meaning if you want to copy this board, you can. If you want to erase it, you archive it. If you want to share it with somebody, you share it. So each board, each little like card has customizations. Okay. So you could start like here, like this board, just to let you like your boards, if you're gonna have a lot of boards, you could start like saying this is the most important one. You can make it private or public. If you want to share with other people, you can. If you want to invite other people, you can. That's all up to you. And then this calendar basically just tells you exactly, you know, like when you look at your calendar, you see how it's marked? The actual card comes out on my calendar if you wanted to use this calendar, and all your cards will come out here. So that's basically what you can do with it. So that's how to customize it. Do you have any questions so far before I go on? Do you want to ask anything? Are you good? Do you understand it? Was that simple enough?
That was perfect. Thank you.
That was good. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to show you a little bit more. Is that cool?
Yes, please.
Okay, so that's how you create your basic board, okay? Now I'm gonna show you my board that I use every day so that you get a feel. So what I do is I created it, I added this cute background just because I look at this is like my main page every day. And what I do is I created it by days. On Mondays, I put in the time and I write down what I do in the morning. I wake up at 5:30, I do my morning routine. I write down all my things that I do my Bible time, my devotional, my prayer, my vision book from Rachel Hollis, which is the gratitude and the affirmations. And then I do my meditation and visualization with these bar cards that Beachbody On Demand now has, the whole unstressed thing. I'm doing the ones from Elise Joan. And then right after that, I read my PD. So I have that on one card because I know that for me, that's the way I fill my cup in the mornings. Like if I don't do that, my day's off. So that to me is super important. And that's why I did yellow, because yellow to me is my favorite color. Like that's what has to get done. By the time I'm done around 6:30 in the morning, because I spend my time with God in the morning, then I'll post in my challenge groups and my free groups, my mentorship groups, my team page. I'll check my back office. I'll work on my schedule and I'll answer any emails. And I give myself about an hour. After that at 7:30, I'll go to my room because everybody's sleeping, and I'll make my bed because that's how I start my day. You know, like when I get out of my office, I get dressed, I change my clothes, I eat my breakfast. By 8:30, I'm posting on social media. By 9:30, at 9, I'm doing my power hour, and it includes my, sending out birthday messages, networking, inviting, all that stuff. I do a power hour for an hour. At 10, I'm energizing. Meanwhile, I'm listening to a podcast. By 10:30, I am working out or I'm running, anything like that. On Mondays at 11, I listen to the National Wake Up Call. If I'm working out, I'll just play it in my AirPods. Meanwhile, I'm still working out. By 12 o'clock, I try to have lunch with my boys. And then from 12 to 7, I have it open because it depends. If I got to work with them with the e-learning, the homework, chores, I have lunch, I take a shower, whatever it is. If I have to pick up something. By 7, I'm having dinner. At 9 o'clock at night, I'm doing my team calls. And then what I did was, because this is what I do every day, I don't repeat it every single day. What I did was I themed my days. And so I do Monday mindset, and this is how I pour into my social or my team, my challenge group. I pour a mindset quote. I give it to my coaches. I'll do any like mail runs on that day, any little gifts that I want to send out, like anything. You could customize it however you want. I'm just sharing with you what my day looks like. If I have like a training, like I bought the Ashley Shaw training, so I'll do the recruiting post. I'll welcome new members. I'll go live in my challenge group. I'll make sure that I didn't miss any birthdays for my coaches, my challengers. I'll check in with them. And that's basically my theme for Monday. So what I did was I created the same thing for every day of the week. This is my basic schedule, but on Tuesday, I'll give a tip. I'll do something tasty. I'll look for engagement. I'll share a recipe. I'll go to the champions page and look for any trainings. I'll do one-on-one calls. I'll delete photos from my phone. I'll comment on my coach's post. I'll take time to create stories, and I'll celebrate other coaches. On Wednesdays, I do Wisdom Wednesday. Like, you could create it however you want. So I just theme my days. But here's the kicker. When you finish something, what you can do is, let me scroll over here. when you're done with a card, right? Let's say on Sunday I'm done with like my blessings, or I'll do a meal prep. You could move it to a little bar here where this shouldn't be here. Let's say I want to name this done tasks. What's really cool is that you could literally move your cards. When you're done, you just go boom, boom, and then you're like, oh, I slayed my Sunday, everything got done. When you're done, you're gonna put everything right back where it goes for the following day or whatever it is. So you literally could play with your cards so you know what's done and what isn't. I also have all my groups that I check in. I'll write down like any freebies that I want to give out. Like you could create your own columns, your own boards. It's kind of like a brain dump, like a to-do list, but instead of having it on paper, you have it on front of you. When I want to do a brain dump, a large brain dump, see, I have everything here. I write down everything that's on my mind that I'm like, crap, I got to do. And when I'm done, boom, you see how you move them around? You move them around, which is very cool because then you know what's done and what isn't. So that's how I customize my boards. Does that help you at all?
Yes.
Yes.
That was very helpful. Thank you.
You
Yes.
see how you could customize it to your day and you don't have like a million stickies and a million papers. It's beautiful because you have it in front of you. You're effective, you're efficient. And what I like about it the most is that you could duplicate it to your team. You could just pass on the system and it's effective and it's efficient.
Yes.
All right. Can I show you a little bit more?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Please.
All right. So I'm going to share my screen again. I'm going to go to my boards and I'm going to just show you how you could I did this just last month and I wanted to do this. I know it took time. What I did was I paid my son. I'm like, you want to make money? $10 an hour, sit with me and just read to me all my customers. And what I did was I created all my customers by year. What I like about this is that you could go in there and write down everything that, like any notes of last conversations. I haven't gotten to that. What I started to do was I did enter all my customers. As you can see, they're all here. But what I like is that you could do your follow-ups. And then remember, when you're done, you can move them onto your board where you slayed your follow-up. And you also could create these like the time, like when is the next time you want to follow up with this customer? Making sure that she's bought her Shakeology, or how is she? Did she fall off the wagon? Did she get pregnant? Do you need to follow up with her in 3 months, 6 months? How's her baby doing? Anything like that, you could customize. It's a beautiful thing because if you're really diligent, which like I said, you could see here, like I'm past due. I haven't been able to, I've just with the e-learning and my kids at home, I've just been like short on time. Once they go back to school, I really want to hone in on this. But I love that you have complete control of your customers and when to follow up. It's kind of like a tickler system. I used to be a paralegal and this is how we would work our files like that. You enter the day and then you're able to follow up with everyone, which is what, I don't know if you guys have known about the Teamsy app. They charge you $30 a month just for this. This is free. So I love it. I'm going to share with you a little bit more. So any coaching tasks that you want to just, if let's say you don't want to give your personal board away, but you want to give a board to a brand new coach, but you don't want to give like personal information. Like I just shared with you my personal day. But let's say you don't want to share with other people about your morning routine or about that you spend time with God or whatever. You can just create a coaching board where you could just duplicate it, invite whoever you want and share the board with a brand new coach, giving them whatever it is that they should be doing. Let's say you want a weekly content board. Like what is it that you're going to talk about every day? On Etsy, they sell this. So by day, you go in and you literally have all your content ready to post, copy and paste. It's crazy what you'll find on Etsy. Like be careful because you'll go down a rabbit hole. You will literally like start buying so many things that you'll be like, oh my God. This is the 30-day breakaway that the mompreneur, which is probably the one that you use. I bought her launching program. So this is the Trello board that she gives you, which is basically your tasks. Remember, once you do it, you could move it and move it so that you know, okay, I already did this, so I'm gonna move it to my finished list. Whatever it is that, you know, you could play around with the boards. See, this is 30-day breakaway week 2. These are the things that she sent, and you know, all my finished tasks are here. She gives you guides as to what you should be doing. I have an engagement one. Whenever I'm like lacking engagement with my Instagram, I will, if I want to increase my replies or increase my relationships or increase my views, you could create all these contents, and basically you go there and you just play around with your boards. This is a social media. If I want to talk about business, if I want to do marketing, if I want to talk about calendars, you could buy so many things on Etsy, and it gives you ideas of how it is that you should just, like, you're loaded with content and everything is in one place. So you don't have a million stickies, a million planners, a million notebooks. Everything is there and you customize it, or you could buy it. It goes into a board and you have everything there.
The content, yes, that's awesome. The content part of the calendar, did you get that off of Etsy?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you. I did not know that there was that much to it.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, I'm not even an expert. I just started using it, but because I find it very efficient, I really love it. So anytime that anybody asks me like, hey, can you help? I'm like, sure. Because once you get the hang of doing what I just did, then you could make it your own. And if you're techie and you could do more, great. But if you're not, it still serves a great purpose. It's an efficient list that's duplicatable, which I love.
Yes, because right now I have notebooks, papers, the trackers, and it's just like all over. So, okay.
Yeah, so if you put it all in Trello, it's great because you have it in your computer, you have it in your laptop. You could also get it on your phone, and you know, you could customize it. I love it. It's very efficient, like I said, very simple. It's free, girls. I mean, like, that to me is priceless because we do spend money on the mompreneur and this and that, and I think it's fantastic, you know. And when you're organized, then you feel in control. If you're like all over the place, I know for me, I feel like, oh my God, I'm not a good enough leader because I'm messy and I don't know how to duplicate. And how do I teach my coaches if I'm not even in control? But when you're organized and efficient, you're like, yes, come to me.
Thank you.
So I hope that this was helpful. I'll share the recording on the page so that the girls can get it. And if you want to share with your team and reach out to me, if you have any questions, I'm always here to help.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Any other questions before we go? You're good?
I think I'm good. I'm going to get to work now.
Awesome. Yes. All right, girls. Have a beautiful day. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. You too.
All right.
Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye.
Sure. Bye.